Sometimes, cycling gives us riders who seem to come from nowhere, explode into brilliance, and create moments that define a season. Warren Barguil was one of those riders. A young Frenchman who transformed from promising neo-pro into Grand Tour stage winner with an attacking style that made the mountains his playground. But Barguil's story isn't just about talent. It's about timing, persistence, and the perfect storm of form, opportunity, and belief that can turn a good rider into a great one. His 4 biggest victories tell the story of a climber who learned to seize the moment when it mattered most. This is the story of Warren Barguil and his 4 defining wins. Barguil's first Grand Tour stage victory came at just 21 years old on stage 13 of the 2013 Vuelta a España. Expectations were high for the young Frenchman riding for Team Argo Shimano, but expectations and reality are different beasts. The stage featured a late 10-man breakaway that included far more experienced riders, Bauke Mollema and Michele Scarponi among them. Barguil may have been the least experienced rider in the move, but youth brought fearlessness that his older companions had perhaps lost. With 1 kilometer remaining and the group beginning to eye each other for the final sprint, as the leader strung out, exhausted from a fraught day of attacks, he launched his move just as the group reformed one last time before the long uphill drag to the finish. The few seconds of hesitation that followed his attack were all he needed. While more experienced riders calculated risks and conserved energy for the sprint, Barguil opened enough clean air to distance himself from the break. His timing was perfect, attacking at the moment when everyone expected consolidation, not acceleration. The young Frenchman held on for his first professional victory, proving that sometimes the best tactic is the unexpected one. This win established a pattern that would define his career. Just 3 days after his breakthrough victory, Barguil found himself in an even more demanding situation on stage 16. This time, the finale would be decided on a brutal mountain summit, testing his climbing credentials against established mountain specialists. The stage developed into a fascinating tactical battle between youth and experience. While other riders followed wheels and waited for others to make moves, Barguil attacked on the lower slopes of the final climb. Clearly enjoying the form of his life, he opened up a lead of 30 seconds on a chase group containing far more established and experienced climbers. His lead looked secure until Roberto Urán dragged himself up to Barguil's wheel with 1,000 meters remaining. Most neo-pros would have cracked under the pressure of seeing their advantage decimated by such an experienced rider. But Barguil showed the mental strength that would define his career. The finale became a pure test of who wanted victory more. With 100 meters to go, Urán unleashed what seemed like a winning sprint, but Barguil had saved just enough to come through in the closing meters. It was a victory that announced him not just as a stage hunter, but as a legitimate mountain specialist who could win when the stakes were highest. By 2017, Barguil had evolved, riding for Team Sunweb with the freedom to hunt stages and classifications. Stage 13 of the Tour de France fell on Bastille Day, the most important date in French cycling and history, and the pressure on French riders to deliver was immense. The stage featured 3 mountain passes crammed into just over 100 kilometers in the Pyrenees, creating chaos that Barguil thrived in. While race leader Fabio Aru struggled to control the race with his depleted Astana team, opportunities opened for riders willing to take risks. Barguil joined the early break alongside veterans like Thomas Voeckler, but the day's pivotal move came when Alberto Contador accelerated 2 kilometers from the summit. Contador was joined by Mikel Landa and Barguil, creating a dangerous 3-man group with serious climbing talent. The trio quickly established a 20-second lead over the yellow jersey group, but the real drama began when Nairo Quintana bridged across, creating a 4-man group containing multiple Grand Tour winners and one hungry Frenchman sinking his Tour de France breakthrough. By the next summit, their lead had grown to 2 minutes and 30 seconds over the Aru group. Barguil found himself in the position every French rider dreams of, racing for victory on Bastille Day, with the entire nation watching. The finale came down to a 4-man sprint, a group representing some of the best racing talent of a generation. When Contador opened his effort from distance, he became the first Frenchman to win on Bastille Day at the Tour since David Moncoutier's victory in 2005, a drought that had weighed heavily on French cycling. The victory was perfectly timed, both within the stage and within cycling history. Stage 18 would prove to be Barguil's masterpiece, a victory that combined tactical intelligence, physical superiority, and pure determination into one perfect performance. Barguil had already secured the polka dot jersey as King of the Mountains, but he wasn't content to simply ride defensively. When Darwin Adapuma established a lead of 1 minute and 45 seconds with 5k to go, most riders would have accepted the situation, but not Barguil. He attacked from the peloton in the final kilometers, an audacious move that required both confidence in his climbing ability and belief that he could close a significant gap on an incredibly talented rider. Barguil paced himself perfectly up the climb, picking off breakaway riders one by one while leaving Contador behind. With just over a kilometer to go, he had Adapuma in his sights, the same Colombian who had beaten him at the Tour de Suisse the previous year. The final 800 meters became a pure test of who could sustain the highest power output in thin mountain air. Barguil surged clear, with superior climbing speed that left Adapuma unable to respond. Barguil finished 10th overall in Paris, and his 2-stage victories in polka dot jersey represented a Tour de France performance that established him among the sport's mountain specialists. Warren Barguil's 4 biggest victories revealed the evolution of a complete mountain specialist. His attacking style, patient until the perfect moment, and then devastating in execution, influenced a generation of French fans. He proved that calculated aggression, combined with climbing ability, could still determine Grand Tour stages, even in cycling's most tactical era. His career reminds us that in cycling's most demanding terrain, success belongs to riders who combine talent with courage when others don't expect it. Sometimes, the best victories come from not following the script, but from writing your own.